Hi y'all, it's Friday. Obie's ready to go. Obie, you ready for your obituary Friday? You seem a little feisty today. It's a very interesting obituary for you all. I'm Lee St. John, author. Hope that you'll find my books on Amazon. She's a Keeper, Cockamamie Memoirs from a Hot Southern Mess. And here's another interesting ditty that we have. Sad but true. Our ditty today, an obituary, comes out of Dacron, Ohio, like they all do, and they've either taught at Kefauver High School or they're past students of Kefauver High School. But today's obituary is Mrs. Betsy McCall Butterick. She was age 86, and she passed away on November 15th, 2018, at the home of her daughter in Dacron, Ohio. A home economics teacher at Kefauver High School. Hi, Linda. She taught for 30 years. Ms. Butterick always said that teaching young girls how to make a beautiful home, sew beautiful clothes, and create delicious meals was her destiny. Because she was the granddaughter of McCall's magazine, the founder in 1873, and publisher, his name was James McCall, and Betsy knew her name alone was identifiable. Some of you may recall, in 1951, the magazine concocted and promoted a paper doll by the name of Betsy McCall. And she was a cutout that you could cut her out and cut out. There were clothes printed on the page too. Hi, Angie. There were clothes printed on the page too, and you could cut those clothes out, and the Betsy McCall page was printed in most issues of McCall magazine. Miss McCall graduated from Coast Guard Institute of Technology with a degree in fashion design. She later studied at the Cordon Bleu Cafeteria School of Food Preparation. With fashion and food training, she added a sewing certificate from the Butterick's women's dress pattern industry of tissue paper dress patterns. With a well-rounded degree, she began teaching at Kefauver High. While studying at Butterick, she met and married the grandson of its founder, Buddy Butterick. And they had one daughter, and they named her Simplicity. While at Kefauver, Ms. Butterick was an advisor of the future housewives of America because she said, homemaking is the oldest profession in the world. Our future housewives of America members' intention is to make a lifetime career of it. The club's activities included annual trips to Dacron's Pick and Save grocery, where her students learned how to shop for nutritional foods on a mediocre budget. Mrs. Butterick said, "This is a necessity for young wives and is a science just like astrophysics." Also, while at Kefauver, Betsy McCall Butterick was advisor for the Mopping Club, the Ironing Club, the Dusting Club, the Sweeping Club, the Sewing Club, and the Cooking Club. She was the sponsor of the homemade soup sale fundraiser for homeless animals. I know that pleases you, Obie. I'm sure that does. The Sewing Club pitched in to sew head scarves for their fundraiser entitled Homebound Housewives Without Cars. These colorful scarves are wide enough to cover most hair rollers and curlers should the housewives have to share a vehicle to transport themselves out for a day of shopping since they didn't have their own car. After retirement, she traveled to visit family in Louisville, Kentucky. And while there, she was drawn to a garlic cheese grits recipe served at a Kentucky Derby party. Never having grits before, because she was from Ohio, as we know, she investigated this new phenomenon. And it was a new phenomenon for this Ohio girl. And she came back up to Ohio, started writing a cookbook entitled the Giddy-Up, Kentucky Derby grits, recipes, and more. Her recipes read like a Forrest Gump shrimp cookbook. There was old-fashioned creamy grits, cheesy southern grits, cheesy shrimp and grits, creamy stone ground grits, Mexican grits, southwestern grits, heirloom red corn grits recipe, shrimp and grits, tomato cheese grits, pimento cheese grits, Amish grits casserole, bacon shrimp and cheddar grits, shrimp and cheddar grits with collard greens, Yankee grits, Sea Island shrimp and grits, buffalo shrimp and blue cheese grits, Cajun garlic shrimp and grits, grits with corn and onion greens, Uncle Poo's shrimp, sausage and grits, creamy goat cheese grits, garlic basil shrimp and grits, Carolina brunch style grits, and ham and white cheddar grits, just to name a few. Her book reached as high as number 4 on Amazon in the category Yankee Tries Grits, Likes Them, and Writes a Recipe Book. Well, we're real happy for her making a number 4 rating in Amazon. That was very, very nice. And wow, she must have just fallen in love with those grits that she's had served to her while she was visiting Kentucky, because I don't think many Ohioans really like grits, do you? You tell me. Now, Obie, what'd you think about that? I think that was sweet that she was raising money for the homeless pets. I'm sure you did too. You were never homeless, but we did adopt you. Yes, we did. I know, and we love you, and so glad you are here to help me. There he goes with that yawning again. He yawns every time. Anyway, we thank you for being here. It's so sad to hear the news out of Dacron, but I'm hoping those people here in the South that might have known Miss Betsy McCall Butterick. And let me tell you what a legacy she was, because she was Betsy McCall. Then she knew and was the granddaughter of the founder of McCall's magazine, who later the editor and publisher put in a Betsy McCall paper doll in her name. So that was really sweet. So she was well known all over the United States. I know I had Betsy McCall dolls. Did you have Betsy McCall paper dolls? Maybe. Well, I was born in 1953, so I mean, I saw them in the 50s and 60s in my mother's magazines. Anyway, she was an outstanding woman. She married an outstanding other man. They had a lot of sewing patterns between the two companies. So she will be missed. And thank you for joining us this Friday for the obituaries. Obituaries with Obie on Friday. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. And I will see you next Friday. Hi, Bonnie. We're just finishing up here, but I am going to highlight it and put it up on my Facebook page here in a minute. But we will see you next Friday. I hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. We did. I did a lot of cooking. Betsy McCall would be proud. Isn't that right, Obie? That's right, Obie. It is so right. It is so right. See you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.